Hello everyone. So we're going to start with nutrition now. Nutrition is of two types mainly, as you know it. Autotrophic and heterotrophic. Plants do autotrophic mode of nutrition is shown by them, whereas animals do heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Now let's take a look at autotrophic mode of nutrition of plants first. As you know already, what is the process by which they do this? Yes, perfect. Photosynthesis. Let us see how photosynthesis happens, as in what are the steps inside the photosynthesis process. So the first step obviously is absorption of sunlight by the chlorophyll. Yes? If you flip your textbook first page, you will see on top there are two diagrams over there. There is cross section of leaf. Just next to that in Roman numbers you will find Roman number 1, 2, 3, the steps are given. Alright. Attention towards me now. Okay, so the first step is absorption of sunlight by chlorophyll. Second step is conversion of this sunlight into chemical energy. Conversion of light energy into chemical energy. And breaking of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. This process is called as photolysis. Photo comes from the word photon, light. Lysis means breaking down. So photolysis means breaking down of. Now what are we breaking down over here? So we are breaking down water molecule into oxygen and hydrogen. Now the third step in this is reduction of carbon dioxide into glucose. Now you must have learned in chemistry what is reduction, what is oxidation, right? So here reduction means addition of hydrogen to the carbon dioxide. So if I take simply CO2 as carbon dioxide and glucose, carbon dioxide getting reduced to glucose. What is the formula for glucose? Yes, C6H12O6. So if you see carbon dioxide, carbon and oxygen, in between that now hydrogen has been added into glucose, correct? That's why it is called as reduction process. So first, second, third step. Everybody got that? Please mark it in your textbook. It's very important. Alright. Now just below these 3 points, you'll find few lines written there about the desert plants. Now desert plants have to take care of loss of water, since obviously there is scanty amount of water available for them to be used. So to reduce transpiration, that is evaporative loss of water, they keep their stomatas to minimum. You know their leaves are reduced to spines, etc. So there is not much of transpiration happening during the day. So if there are any stomata, they are going to be closed. They don't want transpiration to happen, right? So they open their stomata at night. Now, during the day, sunlight is there, which is essential for the first process or the first step in photosynthesis. But at night, when the stomata are open, sunlight is not there. And during day, when sunlight is there, the stomata are not open. So what does the plant do? It has devised a very interesting and a smart plan. So at night, when the stomata open, the plant takes in carbon dioxide from there and prepares an intermediate product. Now this intermediate product can be used by the plant the next day during the daylight, and using that sunlight now it can do photosynthesis. Got that? So now the plants don't have to open their stomata to take in CO2 for photosynthesis. It's already there inside it. Now it just needs the sunlight. Get it? Yeah, so it's a very smart move by the plants. So we've been talking about stomata. You must have a little idea about it. If you see on the next page, there is diagram of stomata on the top right corner. Yeah, there. Yes, there are two stomatas there. So one is open stomata, other is the closed stomata. Please take a look at that. Correct? Alright. So yes, stomatas can open and close as per the requirement, as we saw it in case of desert plants as well. So now if you see what are the different parts of stomata, let's start from the center of it. Please look into your textbook, check the diagram. So in the center you have an empty space that is called as stomatal pore. Yeah, just outside that there are bean-shaped cells, kidney-shaped cells. These are called as guard cells because they are guarding the stomatal opening. Outside the guard cells, you will find bigger cells which are differently shaped. They are not bean-shaped. These are epidermal cells. Now, if you pay minute attention to the diagram, you will find the inner side of the guard cells is comparatively thicker than the outer side of the guard cell. Yes? Yeah, there is a reason for that. Now, can you see there is a nucleus in the guard cell and there is chloroplast? What does this mean? Yes, even guard cells can do photosynthesis. Now that's a trick. So there are different theories. One of the theories is that when guard cells do photosynthesis, there will be food that will be formed that increases the concentration of solutes inside the guard cells, right? And you have learned in 9th standard about osmosis. So water from the epidermal cells will move inside the guard cells. The guard cells will swell. Now when the guard cells are swelling, since the outer membrane, the outer side membrane is thinner compared to the inner side of the guard cell, the outer membrane is going to swell, is going to extend, is going to apply pressure. The inner membrane does not stretch as much compared to the outer membrane. But the outer membrane that is stretching is going to apply pressure onto the inner membrane. And that's how the stomata are going to open. Now, say so recently we had Holi, right? So during Holi, you are going to be filling some balloons. Sometimes you may have seen some balloons do not actually stretch at a particular region because it's much thicker compared to the rest of the balloon. Something similar is going on here, okay? Now, when the stomata need to close, it's a simple thing. Exosmosis will happen from the guard cells. Water will move out of the guard cells into the epidermal cells and the guard cells will collapse and the stomata will close. Have you all understood this? Alright, great.